Hello world. I thought I would just provide a quick update on what I am working on now, since I'm working on a variety of things, and the last couple of posts that I've made have been reviews of books. I am doing some research, as you've seen in previous posts, on the Great Northern Pine Forest and the white pine and red pine lumber industries. I'm also preparing for the fall, and it looks like the history courses that I'm teaching at Bemidji State, I will be teaching online or remotely. Um, I think I'm thinking of them as full-on online. I am thinking this time that I'm going to teach the courses in a synchronous online format, where I actually will be lecturing during the regular class meeting times, but I will also be recording the lectures for people who, if they are not coming to class, find something else to do, like get a job. And so I'm preparing those things. One of the things that I am preparing is a US 1 survey. And this time, when I teach the US 1 survey, I'm going to try to complete an open educational resource, an OER textbook. Um, Last time I used an open textbook, the US history from OpenStax. I used the first half of that. It's a kind of a magnum opus volume. So the first 16 chapters are what normally is US 1. Um, when I taught US 2 last spring, I used the American Yawp. Neither of those two OERs, I think, are ideal, but then, once again, I'm also very tough on regular commercial textbooks. So I don't think that either of them are less problematic than many of the textbooks that I have seen and used in the past. So what I'm actually going to be doing in that process is I'm going to be looking at the text of the American Yawp chapter by chapter, and then also the text of the OpenStax history, which I did use the previous time I taught the class, and compare those and maybe remix the American Yawp, although I think I'll probably have a lot more of my own content to put in. I will also be comparing those with two pretty good commercial texts that a lot of people I know use, which are A People and a Nation by Jane Kamensky and a host of other authors, and Give Me Liberty, which is sort of Eric Foner's textbook. But again, he has a team of authors who actually, I think, write most of the content for him. And what I've got on the screen here is a list of the chapters that conform really to the US 1 survey. And so I'll be comparing that. I think it's kind of interesting right off the top to sort of look at the way textbook authors and ultimately the way people designing classes and courses divide up this information and kind of periodize this period. There are a couple of them that actually have a full chapter on the market revolution. I have my own opinions about the market revolution. I don't think that there was really ever a time when colonial America was not deeply embedded in an Atlantic market economy. So I will have some things to say about that. And so the first thing I have to do is sort of make decisions about what I want each unit of this course to be, and what I want the main themes to be, and then how I chunk up that information. Additionally, as I'm trying to kind of get in shape and lose some weight this summer, I'm also walking a lot. So I'm going to actually right now, before it rains again today, I'll be going out on a 4-mile walk, and I'll be taking with me, I think, the audiobook of Jill Lepore's new 2019 US History, which is a 29-hour audiobook called These Truths. Yesterday I was listening to this other book, Other Minds, which I saw a reference to on Joe Scott. He was talking about the octopus, and I thought that was really kind of interesting. And Peter Godfrey Smith is a philosopher, and he's talking about kind of the origins of consciousness. And I think that's really kind of interesting, and it probably will add some insights to what I'm thinking about politics, even as I'm preparing my U.S. history and my Gilded Age course. Previously, to prepare for the Gilded Age, I've been listening to and reading. I usually get the Kindle at the same time, so I can read and take notes. But listening to Goliath, and now listening to Piketty's Capital and Ideology, which is the follow-on, of course, to his famous book. And that's 44 hours long, and I've only really scratched the surface of that. But as I walk and I'm listening to it on my phone, I also have my voice memos active so that I can pause it at any time and say something about it. So I've got a series of voice memos that I've made to myself about Goliath and about Capital and Ideology, which I will probably be providing in the form of a blog post relatively soon. So stay tuned for that. So anyway, that's what I'm working on now. So thanks for listening. I'll see you again next time.